Are you doing enough to calculate the value of an investment? I was speaking to a client recently, and she's kind of been designated the AI champion for her organization. It's a medium-sized company, and it kind of happened by accident because she said the general manager came up to her and said, "Look, you seem to be talking about AI all the time. Can you write a report for us about an AI strategy for our company? And then we'll talk about it with our senior leaders and the board." This is a really good thing. So she's been identified as the AI champion, and senior leadership have said, "Can you come and help us with this?" That's a good start. And the general manager said, "Make sure that in your report you tell us the return on investment, the ROI that we're going to get from using AI." So she and I had a little bit of a chat about that. And I said, when you write your report, include ROI, but make sure you also include the other half of the value calculation, which is COI. And she said, "What's that?" And I said, "COI is the cost of inaction." So we talk about ROI as a return on investment. So if we invest this, what sort of return are we going to get? COI is the other half of that. And it said, if we don't take any action, what's the cost of that going to be? And if you look at both those things, then you get a better assessment of the real value of this investment. And many organizations focus too much on ROI and not enough or not at all on COI. Think about it as like you're driving along the freeway and the traffic's looking good, you're getting to your destination, and then just up ahead, you see traffic slowing down and cars are kind of getting bumper to bumper, and you see an exit there on your left, and you wonder, should I take this exit? It's going on, go on a side road, and normally it's not as fast, so I wouldn't normally do that, but I see the traffic up ahead, and I'm thinking, should I not? And you're not quite sure, so you stay on your main road. And then you see up ahead, there's some smoke in the distance, and obviously there's some kind of fire or some sort of emergency which is slowing down traffic. At some point, you realize that if you stay on the road, it's going to take you longer to get to your destination than perhaps to take the chance of moving to the side road and getting there quicker. So the cost of inaction, not doing anything and staying where you are, becomes greater than the return on investment. And in many decisions in business and in life, we have to think about both those things. It's the return on investment, which is if we take action, what sort of return can we expect? But also the cost of inaction. If we don't take action, what's the cost going to be? And make sure you include both ROI and COI whenever you're doing any assessment of value. So my client is going to include this in her AI strategy report. It's not only what sort of return can we get, but if we don't, what sort of costs are we going to incur? And this is not about AI. It's about better decision making. If you'd like to know more about this, I've got a worksheet that you can download here, which helps you identify for any decision that you're making, 6 different areas where you could look at COI, the cost of inaction. So take it, download it, print it out, share it with your team, and then use it as you're evaluating the cost of a decision that you're making. It's easy to find the ROI, not so easy unless you look to find the COI, and use both of them so you can make a balanced decision. I'll see you in the future.